Hello, mate, and welcome to Puzzle Combat, where you match three pieces, find yourself a hero with some superpowers, and destroy the enemy. Make as many alliances as you can, and win the game.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Friday. It's the weekend. Woohoo. Alright, so the Alliance Ops event is on, so I thought I'd cover the 3-star mech heroes for the next few videos. So you'll have to put up with me and my lame introductions that are just not nearly as good as Sarah's, I'm sure. But let's start with this guy. I'll see how I can do here. Alright, so is anybody familiar with Futurama out there? I love Futurama. This is Bender B. Rodriguez's cousin, Piston D. Rodriguez. That'll be my introduction. And I'm also gonna say, bite my shiny metal ass every time. Oh man, need to go binge watch Futurama now. Love that show. Alright, so Piston Delgado Rodriguez. What do you got for us, buddy? Alright, so this is a support hero. And he is not very highly rated, which is understandable. Now, the charge speed being slow is certainly a drawback. His stats, though, aren't too bad. Offense, defense, and health aren't terrible by any means. They're pretty good. His attack doesn't help him much anyway, being a support hero like he is. And you can see by his special here why he's a support hero. So he does armor for all allies, which is cool. The caster counterattacks with 130% of damage received for 5 turns is a great option, but this guy needs a buff. They just released him and he already needs a buff to his special. It doesn't have enough oomph to be helpful in most situations. Which explains the C rating he gets as a hero. So we'll get into that a little bit more, but because there's some things that I think, I don't know, should probably be lower than the C rating, and he's got a really low offense rating as a hero, but I actually think that's about the only place he shines on. So alright, we'll get into that a little bit more in a minute here, but I just wanted to show if you did continue his skill, like I wouldn't though, because those epic skill books are such a huge bottleneck in the game. This guy is not worth them at all. He's really not. It would add a little bit more armor for the allies, though, and a little bit more of a counterattack. But problem is, his counterattack only covers himself. So the reason why I said he needs a buff is this special just doesn't do enough. It doesn't do enough at all. It would be neat to see him get some cleansing ability and a buff dispelling ability. Or at least one of them. And it would also be neat to see that the counter attack cover more than just himself, even if it's just the 2 heroes beside him, because that counter attack is honestly negligible as part of the special. So if you take him on the War Machine, and he's rated a 1.5 on the War Machine, I honestly think he should get a 0. I don't agree with Grack on that. Give him a 0, Grack. He's useless on the War Machine. So he's going to be slow to charge anyway on the War Machine, and it would take the War Machine hitting him specifically to do any damage with the counterattack, and that would be if his special's even gone off, if he's charged up. So absolutely useless for the War Machine. So that explains part of his overall C rating. Yeah. Don't take him in on the War Machine. Not worth it. Maybe lower War Machines, like the 1 to 5 range, he probably is helpful for. In the 2 alliances I'm in, Farmed and Dangerous and Happy Hunting, though, we are at 8 to 11 star War Machines. So I can't use 3 stars at all at this point. They get tapped and they're dead. And it doesn't really matter which 3-star it is. They're generally speaking one little tap from the war machine, they're dead. So yeah, not good for the war machine at all. How about defense? Well, he's got a 2 out of 5 for the defense. And I wouldn't put him on defense, to be honest, either. There's way better green options out there. Like, you've got Quan, who is a fast charging archer that hits 3, AoE hitter that hits 3, and then of course you got Vittoria, who is the 6-shooter, fast charging as well, and just has an overwhelmingly awesome special. Like, she's a beast. So it'd be much better to put those type of heroes on defense than this guy. There's better, if 3 stars are your only options, there's better ones for healing too, because you've got Tella in the green category, and then you've got Dougal that does armor and some healing as well, and he's a blue one. And then of course you got Tannenbaum too that does cleansing and healing. No, sorry, armor. And then he does a minion for himself. So even he's got, all these other ones have way more oomph to their special. Their specials are more helpful. So okay, let's cover this. So family. There is a family bonus when you use unique heroes in the same battle. So if you do have the option to and you want to try them on defense, I mean, you will get some of these bonuses. So if you put Piston and Rover, for example, on defense, and I do like Rover actually, I do like his special, so put those two, you get 12% chance to perform the support attacks. So there you go, not a bad effect. That's pretty cool. And then if you're going to play them in the Alliance Op stages, you would get, so say I take in Piston and Rover on a battle, I would get 2 heroes, and they're unique. As you can see, the family give bonuses for each unique hero of the same family in the battle. So I would get the 8% attack and defense for taking them together in the Alliance Op stages. Not bad. Not bad. So you can certainly take advantage of those family bonuses there. Alright, let's get into his talent. Oops. So, engineer class. Engineers are weapon builders. So he has the turret that helps. Again, like if you were taking him on the war machine, one little tap and the turret would be gone. Well, you'd be lucky if Piston wasn't gone too. So, being that he's that low rated and a slow charging hero, and his special just does not have a lot of oomph, I wouldn't put emblems on him at all, because that's a resource sucker on top of the emblems that you have to put into him. But if you did, go health and defense as much as you can. But again, keep in mind you're gonna waste more resources as you go, but you could go this path. And if you went all the way down, what, it's 15% I think is what this ends up accumulating to, that he might draw out a turret minion with that extra health and attack. Yeah, still not great. It's just not great to buff up his special, honestly. But yeah, there's another health and defense path there. But look at what you're getting into now if you keep on going with emblems on him. 51k in food, which you can never recover. Like, you can use a reset emblem and get back those 100% of those emblems, but you've wasted all that food. Now you're 58k down here, 61k. Ouch, that's crazy. And then of course you got this right here, which requires, this is about halfway down, which requires a lot more emblems at 17, and neither of these are good options. He's a support hero. This attack is going to do him no good. But then you got this, which, so the healing bonus from special skills. So, okay. You take in Tella as well, or Throttle, or any one of the other heroes. And he'll get an extra 2% healing. Okay, that's fantastic. But you also got to consider that you're going in on a raid, say an attack raid, and you've just taken up 2 spots with support heroes. So you got him, and you got Throttle, say. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Anytime I've taken in too many support heroes, sometimes it's too defensive of a team, and it doesn't have enough power to necessarily take out the defense if I'm doing a war hit or a raid or whatever. So that's something to certainly consider. Neither of these two are great options on this support hero. But if I were to put emblems down him, I probably would do this healing bonus since the attack is moot. It's a totally moot point. And then, of course, I would at least be able to take advantage of this 36 health points. So you get 3 health in a row right there. It's alright. And then you get down to here where it's between critical chance and defenses. Well, critical chance, critical strikes. He's not a striker, so this wouldn't do him any good. So at least you have a better option here than up above that I just showed you. Because at least you can get the defense bonus here. Alright, now speed. Charge bonus. 4%. Well, he is at 40. So he's a slow hero. That 4% would put him up 2 points at the most. And he would still stay in the slow category from what I can see. I don't, yeah, like he's very close to the breakpoint. Like the next breakpoint is 43 average. I don't know that it's worth putting all those resources into either though. Because he takes 12 tiles to charge and 6 ghosted. And even if that did manage to bump him up into the 43 percentile, which I don't think it will, I think it would be just shy. That is a hell of a lot of resources to put into him just to drop the tile down by 1, because it would only go to 11 if he did hit 43, and it would still be 6 ghosted. So look at all that food to put this on him, not to mention all the other emblems and resources you've already put just to get him down to 20 in the first place. And then 35 emblems. Not worth it, guys. Not worth it whatsoever. So I guess we'll see if SG buffs him in the future, because that would be nice. I do think he kind of has a funny effect. Let's run through a couple stages here. So, green stack. I doubt I can improve this, but let's run through with this team. So I got the 8% attack for having the 2 heroes, Piston and Rover. And then I've got critical chance weapons in the Mark III, and we'll run down the weapons after this. And then, of course, so that's 5%, 10, and 15. And then I got the Bennett, which is the lead. So let's see how this team does. Ideally though, like you're looking for health and speed to get through these stages to optimize your score. And seeing that Piston is a slow charging hero, it's not conducive to take slow charging heroes in on events like this where they're timed. That's for sure, but let's see how he does. And we're not really getting green tiles here, so we're not seeing much right now. Oh, there we go. So the impact of the tiles is pretty cool, having a 4-1 team like I do. But of course, stacking as much as I did, then you become totally dependent on getting those tiles. And if you don't, well, you're screwed. Yeah, see, he still hasn't charged yet. He needs one more tile to charge. That should charge him. That was 2 tiles, yeah. That is kind of a funny effect. So the armor is a good point because that's going to protect the health, and you want your hero's health to be as high as possible in these events when you get to the end for the health bonus. But again, slow hero, and seeing that his special doesn't do a heck of a lot, I don't think it's really necessarily worth taking him in. Yeah, 2400 there. So match bonus, that covers if you get a cascades or a really good board where you end up getting lots of grenades, that sort of thing. That match bonus likely going to be a bit higher if it cascades from below too. Sometimes that happens with new tiles coming up. That's cool. That helps you out. Health bonus 3700. So the higher your heroes are to having full health, the better off you are. So it is cool to take a healer or to take somebody that does armor and protects the hero's health. I just don't think his special is necessarily conducive to this event, a timed event. And then of course the time bonus you want to get through as quick as possible. All right, let's replay one more and then we'll go through the weapons. Hopefully I can get some more greens, but we'll see. All right, well, that's not a bad start. See, you can see the impact of the tiles, right? I got the critical chance weapons on these guys, plus having 4 heroes. Hey, he's charged already. Right on. All right, Victoria, get him. Boom. See what I mean, though, about better green options? She is just a beast. Alright, so, oh, I thought he was charged there for a second. Nope, getting them mixed up with the other ones. I like how close he is to charging. So that was, I mean, a fair amount of green tiles, not fantastic, and he still only charged once. Alright, that should get rid of him. And then now he charges at the end of the battle. Yeah. So definitely up to you guys whether or not you want to level him. I don't know. I don't regret leveling him at all to see what he was like. And I do hope that they buff him in the future. They do that sometimes. They buff different heroes. Like Jacob and Famka were terrible when they first come out. Their specials were absolutely useless. And they're a lot better now after receiving a buff. So who knows? They may do that with him. But let's run down the weapons. So, critical chance. Good for offense. This is a great offensive option because, as you guys know, SG hates the color green and doesn't have any speed weapons. The very first weapon of the month was a 6 speed point weapon. But that's going to be a rare weapon in the game as well. You won't see it very much. Now, that weapon, if you happen to get it, was a Bargo something. I'm not even sure what it was called. I'll have to look up the name of it. But that would actually get him into the average break point. But again, that would only drop one tile off of the impacted tiles, and the ghosted tiles would still remain at 6. So, yeah. So basically, if you're going to use them on offense, you're going to want to do these critical chance options. There are other weapons that'll help boost him up a bit as well, being a support hero like he is. And so I have the assassin already in my roster, but there's one more green 5-star weapon here. Got you, buddy. Finally, after 2 years. There it is, the RPG. This warhead's not bad option for him. This definitely buffs him up, because this is a defensive weapon with the resistance and 155 health points. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Not bad on stats either, that 223 defense, so this would make a good weapon for him if you have that as an option, and you do use Piston quite a bit. Okay, so let's run through my roster now. There are some decent options. The master weapons really don't help him though. The critical chance will, but the chance to hit an enemy with dodge or blinding, that's for a striking hero, which he isn't. He's support, so that's negligible. It doesn't help him at all, but the critical chance would at 26%. And so would the GLM. That's the 5-star greens, which is the same special as this. The 26% critical chance would definitely help. And of course the GLM would have, being a 5-star, much better stats. These would be 220s to 240s. Much better than the 4-star option, but this is a pretty damn good green weapon. One of the better ones. I don't know. SG just seems to hate the color green. So the first part of the bonus wouldn't help, but the 26% critical chance would. And now the other weapons are bleed ones. Not helpful to him. So the Bennett bleed, not helpful. And the 5-star carnivore, the other green 5-star master weapon, is bleed as well. Not helpful. I actually think that has a decent defensive stat on it though, the carnivore. But yeah, I mean, these are meant for striking heroes, which he's not. Then you got the assassin, critical chance, 18%, pretty good. I still can't believe that's armor damage stat is so high at 41. That just cracks me right up. That's so dumb. Alright, 31% armor, not really a weapon for him. I don't know. And then the attack stat is high while the defense is a little bit lower. Not a good weapon option. This one though, on offense or defense, having the dodge, that's alright. And there's a much better defensive stat than the leaf blade. Of course, if you're using the dodge on offense, it won't go off nearly as much as defense, but still a good option for him being a support hero to give them that chance to dodge. Here's one that's good for him though, the 100 health points. Yep, pretty sweet to add in all those points. Alright, the assault, I don't even know if I'm going to keep this weapon, considering I got 2 Bennetts and 3 Mark IIIs leveled. I did use this quite a bit at first. I really don't use it at all anymore though. So it is resistance. If this is your option when you're first starting out though, by all means. Because like I say, I did use it quite a bit in the beginning. It's just kind of sat around now though. Of course I wasn't expecting to get 2 Bennett master weapons. So they're a much better option to use though. And then the Mark IIIs with the critical chance, so good for offense, of course. Alright, so that's a pretty comprehensive coverage of Piston. Yeah, so There's better green options out there, I think. I'd like to see him buffed in the future, so we'll see if SG does that. But yeah, you can definitely make some combinations though and take advantage of the family bonus if you like, and yeah, see where you go with them if you're gonna level them up in the first place. So kind of debatable, with a toss up really, if you want to level him or not, because he's kind of, being a C rated hero is kind of meh. I don't know if I want to do that or not. Alright guys, I will leave it at that. Take care everyone.